We got ourselves Haster over on the team too. With that, we got ourselves Ring. We got ourselves Stinky. I love that name. Gonna be first up with Worth of Palace, Alive for Dreadeye, and Chicago. Stinky off the bat. I'm sorry if I laugh when I say your name. I used to have a guy. I used to have a buddy named Stinky, so it's just like, for me it's twofold. One, funny haha name, but also that guy was just a homie of mine. Gonna be a big bloodlust out of the chief. Yes, chef. Is that chief or is that chef? I don't even know. Chief, just trying to see if we can just unload a barrage of maces into Stinky's face. I swear, my man. Dude, I have a humor of a 12-year-old. Let's be honest here, dude. Oh my goodness. Stinky barely alive. Zapping in the last, so I think it just might be over. The guy does go in for a human racial. Mania to bubble. Chief going in with a big old trinket. Blasting him out. Last second of sentence. Oh, that is a lot. Last second, big old ascendance out of nowhere. Pandaren Shaman as well on top of it. Rain gonna be up next. Big old Death Chakrams playing with the adaptation trinket, which I think is gonna be interesting. Big damage on the chief right now. The guy looking for a bit of a reset. What is this Basilisk thing? By the way, do you know Basilisk can actually go real fast? If you get him out and you get out of combat and you mount up, then they'll really move with you. Chief taking a lot of damage. The Basilisk squint around the corner. The guy doesn't really have a lot of line of sight to hang behind. The Basilisk is actually paying the dividends. Look at that thing doing damage. It's actually doing quite a bit. He's just a kill shot away. Unless Burrow just hides from his problems on the ground, I would do it too, honestly. But the kill shot's coming through. Chief trying to see if he could somehow close the gap. Sunder to get himself some kind of a CCO until the Hunter feigned out for just a moment. Got himself plenty of damage. Big Death Chakram. That's a lot of output. If Ring can get himself the good line of sight, he'll be in a fantastic spot. Just needs to get a line of sight and get a couple more of those kill shots, or kill commands rather. Big Ascendance, random proc. Maybe he can turn this around onto Ring. He has himself line of sight as long as he has like a bit of distance, like 20 yards line of sight, 25 maybe. Then he can definitely get a couple of those auto attacks in. The lasso does get broken. Adaptations actually ends up kind of being good for this encounter. Ring backing away for just a second. Chief at no mana whatsoever. Just needs a little bit more damage. I don't even know if he's really got Maelstrom. Maybe he's got Maelstrom by the looks of it, but he definitely does not have mana to really keep himself alive for much longer. At some point, we'll just have to start reorienting a lot of the Maelstrom just on the offensive side. The Elemental Blast, the Lightning Bolts, and just try to see if you can maybe win the damage DPS race of this fight. Death Shock him up right now. Got himself Bloodlust. Maybe can make some kind of a play. Sunder for just a second. Ring got himself the Sporklock. Looking to get some slows onto the Chief. He needs line of sight. He needs to go for the kill shot right now. Chief barely hanging in there. Got himself just enough mana, just enough Maelstrom to keep himself survivable. Root onto all these pets. Ring with a Shadow Mill. Just try to see if he can maybe confuse the Chief with a stun right after him. Does he have the Dust Shotgun? Sending out the Ghost Wolves into Ring with a Lightning Lasso. Hold on a second, I think he just turned it around. Lightning Bolt right after Flame Shock. He's actually alive. The boy does get to survive it. Honestly, I felt like with a Hunter's pressure, it was just going to be over for a second. Oh no. What is happening? Worth of Palace is going to be up next, trying to see if he can waddle over towards the Chief. Gonna be up next, giving the boy as much of a chance to get himself a proper recovery. Over on that team one, we got us as Diabolicals, we got us as Demoniac. I like that set. I don't see that set that often, but I like it a lot. We got us as Volk, and we got us as Wanted by Jungle as well, with the Paladin Worth of Palace. Immediate blind, trying to see if he can take down the totems. Was that a grounding totem? Or was that like a Wind Fury totem that you took down? Got himself Big Hammer hanging over the guy's head with a Light Forge Racial. Lots of holy damage. It's going to be a burrow before the hammer can even connect. I do like the Shaman burrow ability, by the way. Problems, just bury your head on the ground until it all goes away. It's so good. Trying to see if he can avoid Worth and is able to kind of swing by him. Got himself plenty of Maelstrom coming back up little by little though. Worth looking to back up for just a moment, looking for a little bit of reheal. Got himself immunities, and it might be one of the situations. That's another question too. We asked this question about Blessing of Protection with Survival Hunters for Paladins. Do you Bop or do you Spell Warden? And I gotta ask the same question about Shaman, because he got lots of magic damage, but also got physical damage with the Wind Furies and stuff. So, which one is the better one? Lightning Lasso, Trinket out of Worth of Pala, maybe a bubble scenario. Chief is taking a lot of damage right now, needs himself a little bit of recovery, no wall, nothing available. He's got himself a little bit of movement, can kind of sprint away from Worth of Pala, who does have some limited mobility. Got himself the middle wings back up and running. Chief may need summon for this one, hand freedom up right now, does get to go for a knock. Hammer hanging over his head. Might be able to get himself a little bit of recovery. Needs a Maelstrom in order to give his heals a little bit increased value. So every single one of those heals is just even more potent. Stun. Should be able to live it. That is still wings for just a second or two with a Wake of Acid right after. At least can go for a root. There goes the Spore Cloak. Got himself at least some kind of recovery. Able to go behind the pillar. Not a lot of mana available, but definitely needs some Maelstrom or an Ascendance proc. That's I think maybe what he's fishing for blind right now with Wolves not available. Worth a Paladin actually back it up instead. Doesn't want to fight it. He sees Ghost Wolves. He sees it's going to be Maelstrom. He doesn't even want to give him like a setup. He doesn't want to give him an opportunity to get some kind of a go going. For Chief though, he's really bad on mana right now. Just down bad for that mana. Lasts up for just a second. Doesn't really crack into the defenses of Paladin at all. And Chief trying to see if he can avoid it, trying to see if this one on. Does go for the knockback as another set of wings is available. Big Hammer hanging over his head. Could go for the wall and maybe turn this one around potentially. Or maybe just avoid the wings, avoid the hammer entirely. Might be a safer play. Let the mana regen a little bit here and there. Trying to go for a bit of a hex. Maybe a... No, not a trinket. Just gives himself a bit of a reset. Bloodlust is available. Got himself a trinket going. Sunder to follow. Shield of Vengeance for Worth a Paladin. Does get himself a sentence with a wall bubble right now for Worth a Paladin. This is one big immunity of Chief. He just lived this one long enough. He got himself Ghosts at the ready. So maybe this way you just turn this around and just commit everything into the Paladin. Does have a knockback for the Hodge. That is a beam hanging over your head. He's going to do a little bit of damage, but the hammer's probably going to do a lot more. Burrow for a second. Maybe you could just knock him up. Doesn't get out of reach. Oh, no. Is the hammer still hanging over your head? No. So you got to make sure you're underground when the hammer does go to slam if you want to avoid it. But if you pop back out a little early, it still is there. You may not see it, but the hammer is still there and the animation will still play through it. The damage will still play through. Got him some Raptors. Sunder for a second. Worth a Paladin with wings. Chief does not have himself a defensive for this one. Maybe can go for a Warlock House one. I don't know if he's got one. Trying to go for a Hex, but I think the Paladin is going to be able to capitalize and take it down fairly quickly here. Big old hammer. I mean, it's just done. Done and done. With Vol going to be up next. Chills on the Shadow Priest. As the game went into a pretty high dampener, from here on, it's going to be fast. Haster, Worth a Paladin, and Chicago are just going to have to find a way to rotate the cooldowns in such a way where you just start to slam out a quick victory and then move on to the next one. Quick victory, move on to the next. Can't be using cooldowns. Can't be holding on to cooldowns for too long at this point, especially with dampener being higher and higher and worse with every single passing minute. Trying to get himself some dodge. Worth a Paladin at no help whatsoever. Can go for Spell Warden. Does go for the Spell Warden with a stun to bulk. Got himself full PI. Trying to figure out if he wants to go for Disperse here or not. But not seeing the wings on the Paladin. Pretty good time to not do it. Does get interrupt on a Holy. Gives him an opportunity to go full Shadow. That is a hammer hanging over the guy's head. It is a bit of damage. Trying to go for those executes. Silence on a Wartha. Are the dots going to be enough? Trying to go for Word of Glory. Maybe. He has no health at all. Shadow Crasher around the corner. I think it's just done. No. Barely surviving. Barely. Wait, sitting down for mage food? Or sitting down for some kind of food? It's mana maybe? I think it's over, right? There's no way. It just pops like a balloon. Chicago charging out. If you can go for the most amount of damage right here, just get yourself a big proc. Move on to the next competitor. I think it might be alright, but Chicago got 4 to get through here. Because the Shaman lasted for quite a while, actually. Very well done. Spell Warden and Bessa gets enhanced. I think you're probably right about that one, honestly. Big stabs by Chicago. Mind games to follow. Trying to see if he can turn this around. The big strikes are coming through. Getting those storm strike procs and everything. But Volk with the fear. Silence to follow. Chicago's in a weird spot. Does have a wall for this. And maybe might need to go for even more defenses here as the Guardian comes out. Guardian Spirits actually healing themselves, but also healing that Earth Elemental a lot. You're seeing the procs on the Earth Elemental with that animation. I hope that the Guardian is not really healing Elemental more than Chicago, because that would be absolutely upsetting. Volk with a nice turnaround on the Void of Rachel. Sent it down while trying to draw Chicago's attention to another side of the arena and then uses it to reposition. Chicago, not in a great spot. Quick stun, does have a trinket for this one. Shadow Crash around the corner as well. Chicago's trying to decide, do they go behind the pillar? Do they stay on to Volk? Trying to go for a big Void Torrent. Big Ascendance. Does get himself the interrupt they need. Is this going to be enough? Sunder to follow to Volk. Does he have the damage? Mind games? I think it's just over. Oh my god, it is. Oh, it's so good. But the Haste is going to be up next. Oh my goodness. Volk, he just needs one more, man. Chill pills on the Shadow Priest, man, is doing numbers right now. Not even fully geared either. Void Torrent, I think it's over, maybe, yeah? Yeah, that's over. Because you don't have a proper kick as a Shadow Priest. You got a proper silence, like a big CC. But that's really about all he got. Diabolical sending out a big ol' Infernal, trying to see if he could force Haysher to break the tether. I think he actually faded as the tether broke though, so was able to maybe nullify a lot of the damage. Massive Void Torrent, and Diabolicus has got himself a big defensive available. Big back portals are going to be just putting pressure onto the Shadow Priest. How do you escape out of this when you're slow and you're behind the pillar? You got us a Siphon. Soulfire is going to do a lot of damage. The man is just trying to see if he can save his soul with a Desperate Prayer and a Disperse, overlapping one another. Quick Fears onto the pet right after. Dia is just in a fantastic spot. Quick Reflect out for Haysher. Maybe he can avoid a bolt or two. Does a little bit of damage to him. Mind Flame Center, you're doing a bit of work. Quick Stun. Shadow Crash around the corner. Succubus is to stop you in place for a second. Does go for the Trinket. Dia not an amazing spot. Void Torrent maybe can't stop him porting, but he can't really go for a Mortal Coil or nothing. That is quite a bit of damage. Mortal Coil comes out later. Chaos Bolt 1. Bolt 2, silence instead. Haysher needs to end this right now if he can. Dia got defenses going back up little by little. Haysher, do you have anything at all? FPI, maybe this will be enough? Portals are up. Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know how this is going to work out. You try to heal yourself a little bit. Succubus on one side, port. Try to see if it can reposition you on the other. Succubus catches you, and that's a soul fire. I think it's over. I think it's game. Oh, so close. So close. Oh, no. Did you Shadow Word Death at the end there? You did not Shadow Word Death, did you? Oh my God. Yo, Chief, popping off, man, with my man Chill Pills also getting some numbers as well. Well done, well done. Need water? Yo, you can pick up some Dragon Spittle in that Inn of Draken. That's what I definitely would look for. Pick up some water, Dragon Spittle, make sure you have it at all times, because you never know, right? You never really know if you're ever going to need it.